Campeche is port city on the Gulf of Mexico. It's known for its Baroque colonial buildings, military architecture and walled historic district. The city was fortified in the 17th century and 2 hilltop fortresses are now museums. Fort de San Miguel holds the Campeche Archaeological Museum, with artifacts from local Mayan sites like Edzna, Calakmul and Isla Jaina.
Festivities for the Day of the Dead in Campeche. It's a October/early November party, a celebration of life, and a time to talk and remember those who are no longer with us late.
The entire historic center of Campeche is surrounded by a tall, lovely and well-preserved wall, and it was originally used to protect the city against pirates. The city walls were built in the 1600s. Initially there was 8 bulwarks and 2.4 kilometers of walls, composed in a hexagonal formation. Currently there is only about 400 m of walkable wall and 7 bulwarks remaining.
The Our Lady of the Immaculate Conception Cathedral or Campeche Cathedral is the main Catholic building within the fortified Campeche city in Mexico, declared Cultural Patrimony of the Humanity. It is the main church of the diocese of the same name, seat of the bishopric.
Soldado a casa y regresó, y un niño enfermo se curó, y hoy ya no habrá más sombras que te cubran. Porque Dios nos proteja de un mal final, porque un día podamos escarmentar, porque acaben con tanta furia, aleluya, aleluya.
Those who die in Pomuch, small Mayan town near Campeche, are all buried for 3 years, and then are dug up on the Day of the Dead to have their bones cleaned and transferred to a wooden crate placed on permanent display in the cemetery. This allows their bodies to have time to decompose and for their bones to dry out. From each year thereon out, family members visit every November 1st, Day of the Innocents, and November 2nd and clean the bones of their fathers, brothers, sisters, mothers, aunts, uncles, cousins, and other relatives.
Jipi Japa is a type of palm, the fronds of which are dried, turned into threads, then weaved into products like fans, small sculptures, and hats, of which the most famous is the Panama hat. Despite its name, the hat is not originally from Panama, but rather from Ecuador. Since Becal is located atop a bedrock of soft limestone, it represents an ideal space for the production of jipi japa. The difference between a cowboy hat in a Panama or a boater comes from a fire-heated metal mold, where the hat templates are all baked into their final shapes.
Mérida, the vibrant capital of the Mexican state of Yucatan, has a rich Mayan and colonial heritage. The city's focal point is Plaza de la Independencia, bordered by the fortress-like Mérida Cathedral and white limestone Iglesia de la Tercera Orden, both colonial-era churches built using relics from ancient Mayan temples. The Casa de Montejo, a 16th-century mansion, is a landmark of colonial plateresque architecture.
Security entrance protection is helping the Mérida Bank to avoid unexpected car visitors.
Town of Uxmal, in Yucatan, was founded c. A.D. 700 and had some 25,000 inhabitants. The layout of the buildings, which date from between 700 and 1000, reveals a knowledge of astronomy. The Pyramid of the Soothsayer, as the Spaniards called it, dominates the ceremonial center, which has well-designed buildings decorated with a profusion of symbolic motifs and sculptures depicting Chak, the god of rain. The ceremonial sites of Uxmal, Kaba, Labna and Sail are considered the high points of Mayan art and architecture.
The Pyramid of the Magician is a Mesoamerican step pyramid located in the ancient Mayan city of Uxmal, Mexico. It is the tallest and most recognizable structure in Uxmal.
The Nunnery Quadrangle is a complex of 4 very well-preserved/restored palatial buildings built around the 9th century. What's great about this site is that all the structures can be climbed and their preserved vaulted rooms can be entered, and you can wander around in them and make friends with the bats who are the current residents. The mosaic roofs of all the buildings are spectacular, as are the views, especially from the most imposing, and the tallest, northern palace that looks toward the Great Pyramid.
The house of the governor was built around AD 900 by the Uxmal ruler Lord Chuck, and that it stands as the symbol of a pivotal moment in the history of Maya architecture. The building, composed in 3 parts connected by soaring transverse vaults, is 100 meters long and stands on the summit of an immense 4-tiered platform that rises more than 15 meters above ground level. It was carefully placed to face the planet Venus as the morning star. It was also positioned to exhibit solar equinox and solstice events.
Lime soup is a traditional dish of chicken or some other meat such as pork or beef, lime juice, and served with tortilla chips. Cochinita pibil is a traditional Yucatec Mayan slow-roasted pork dish from the Yucatan Peninsula. Preparation of traditional cochinita involves marinating the meat in strongly acidic citrus juice, adding annatto seed, which imparts a vivid burnt orange color, and roasting the meat in a pib while it is wrapped in banana leaf.
Vamos rápido, one shot, rápido, rápido. Muy bien. Ahora ándale, ándale.
Que algún día dirás, ay, 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 cómo me duele el amor. Ay, corazón espinado, me duele, mamá. Ay, cómo me duele el amor. Ay, corazón espinado.
Parque de la Paz, located in the heart of Mérida, is the epicenter of Hunal Pixen celebrations in the city. Here, you'll find some of the most impressive altars and ofrendas, offerings, dedicated to deceased family members. The park comes alive with the colors and scents of marigold flowers, candles, and traditional foods. It's an ideal place to start your Hunal Pixen journey and soak in the festive spirit.
Chichen Itza is classified as one of the new 7 wonders of the world, and in 1988 was enlisted as a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Located on the Yucatan Peninsula, Chichen Itza, with its ancient temple Pyramid of El Castillo, is one of Mexico's most famous monuments and one of the most important Mayan cities in Latin America.
El Castillo, also known as the Temple of Kukulcan, is a Mesoamerican step pyramid that dominates the center of the Chichen Itza archaeological site in the Mexican state of Yucatan.
The Great Ball Court, just to the northwest of El Castillo, this structure was used for sport, primarily a team game using a ball.
The Tzompantli of Chichen Itza is a great rectangular platform of 60 meters long by 12 meters wide. It consists of a very small slope at the bottom, a central band decorated with skulls running in 3 horizontal rows, and at the top, a slightly tapered band with another row of skulls.
The Temple of the Bearded Man gets its name from a strange bearded man who heads the scene. It is based on a wall of 3 stepped bodies that, together with the staircase that sits on a platform. It's also known as the Grand Ball Court's North Temple, measuring 10 meters long and 6 meters wide, with slanted walls and a central staircase facing south.
The Sacred Cenote is a water-filled sinkhole in limestone at the pre-Columbian Maya archaeological site of Chichen Itza, in the northern Yucatan Peninsula. It is located to the north of Chichen Itza's civic precinct, to which it is connected by a 300-meter sakpi, a raised pathway.
The Temple of the Warriors became one of the most important political centers of the lowlands of the Maya. By the beginning of the post-classic period, from 900 to 1527, the city had become the main center of power in the Yucatan Peninsula.
The Pyramid of El Castillo in Chichen Itza was built to reflect the Mayan astronomical year. Each side has 91 steps with a final step at the top, so there are 365 steps total.
The Osario is a temple, similar to the Temple of Kukulcan, but smaller. It is a 4-sided step pyramid with staircases on each side. On the top of the Osario is a temple that includes an opening in the center to a natural cave 12 meters below.
El Caracol, the Observatory, is a unique structure at pre-Columbian Maya civilization site of Chichen Itza. El Caracol, which means snail in Spanish, is so named due to the spiral staircase inside the tower.
The church, or La Iglesia as the Spaniards called it, is on the southern side of Chichen Itza, after the observatory. It's built for Chak, the rain god, during the earlier period. Very decorative walls and carvings.
Hukini chakia ya hola, tumpayano horsamna, cheya ya hola lusukin. Tanunatza lukini, hukini chakia ya hola, tumpayano horsamna, cheya ya hola lusukin.
Valladolid is a city on Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. Its colonial buildings include 16th-century convent of San Bernardino of Siena, with an ornate wooden altarpiece, and Baroque-style San Gervasio Cathedral. Casa de los Venados has Mexican folk art and furnishings. Cenote Zaysai is a sinkhole pool with stalactites.
Sewal kulisiku kaputan ku batelyok sa lugahan umaj mahuhahilin ijukin na masewal kulisiku kaputan Batelyok sa lugahan umaj mahuhahilin magmasakil tumensitia lunahal Kaiti leluma Tianulumil no balam Tianulumil magmasakil tumensitia lunahal Kaiti leluma Kaiti leluma Kaiti ulumil masewal Sokuna haliete lukan Yetel shanu kahili